Well, now that we have the image from the PDF file correctly scaled, it's now time to start tracing over the image and building the base information. What I've done is create a layer. Let me just click on that magenta line, and over here you may see I've put it on a layer called footprint, which I've associated a colour with it, magenta, and I've given a line weight of 0.35 so that it stands out. So I trace my way around the house footprint, hoping that I've been careful and haven't made any errors. Well, I then did the same with the deck layer. I select the hatching. I'm trying to match the hatching as closely as I can to the existing hatching in the PDF image file. Well, I've done the very same thing with the concrete driveway here, put it on a layer driveway, given it a colour, and again given it a hatch pattern, a random dot and concrete pattern. Well, I finished up creating this base information by putting a pool and the deck, the existing trees, the driveway, the footprint of the house, and the boundaries of the site all on their own layer. That's going to make things easier to work with, and I can simply turn off the image layer now. We can review how we're doing. So we put a symbol in for a vehicle. It's a long hammer head shot type block. I put in sewer line through here. I put a dash dot pattern for the boundary, and we are beginning to get ourselves in a position where we can start designing. And all this information has come from a PDF file. Well, now that we have the base plan, the next important step is to create a layout sheet. And for that I went to Format and Layouts and created a sheet. If we right click on the word Layout, we'll go to the Layouts Manager, and you can see here that we have an A2 sheet. I'm in the habit of typing into there landscape plan. Sometimes I'll put A2 there, but that'll take us to the landscape plan. The view of the design sits inside a floating viewport. This is the viewport here. If I want to adjust things, I can double click there and move my view around. I need to move it maybe up just a little, and then right click and display on the layer, and just double click in there. So there's our porthole look at the design. The scale of the design is currently not fixed. It's sitting at around about 100. It's nearly 100 to 1, and I think if we type 100 in there, we won't quite get it to fit. Can you see it jumps outside? And the only other approved scale in Australia is 200, so you'd have to go to there. So I'd be inclined to go back to no fixed scale, double click in there and just take the whole site like so, and then display it on the layout. And then I'd come in here to the title block information, edit it, and where it says scale 1 to 200, I'd edit that and say not to scale, NTS, and OK it. Let's close the block editor, and you'll notice that I've included a scale bar and the north indicator, which has been put in model space. So that scale bar measures precisely 5 metre. So anyone taking a dimension off this plan, which they shouldn't, the dimensions that you put into any landscape details such as this should be accurately dimensioned, but at least that gives the construction team some idea of what's going on. So we're now in a position to start detailing our design.